In the heart of San Francisco, where fog draped over the cityscape like a silent veil, Jack, a 24-year-old medical assistant, struggled with the weight of his life. His modest apartment, barely more than a shoebox, felt even smaller as he faced mounting bills and worsening health. Raised in an orphanage, Jack had no family to turn to for support. His only solace was the hope that someday, things would turn around. One chilly morning, Jack's worn phone buzzed on the kitchen counter. He glanced at the screen, an unknown number. With a weary sigh, he answered. "Hello, Jack, this is David Green. I hope I'm not disturbing you," a smooth voice said on the other end. Jack straightened up, his curiosity piqued. "Yes, Mr. Green? How can I help you?" "I understand you're in need of a job," David continued. "I have a position that might interest you. It's for a caregiver. My wife, Donna Green, needs assistance. She's been diagnosed with a rare disease, and I'm looking for someone reliable." Jack's heart skipped a beat. The timing seemed almost too perfect. "I don't remember applying for such a position, but I'm definitely interested. What's the job entail?" David's voice was calm and professional. "Donna requires full-time care at our estate. I'll provide you with details if you're available." "How soon can you start?" Jack hesitated, then said, "I can start immediately. Where should I go?" David provided the address to a sprawling estate on the outskirts of the city. Jack felt a mix of excitement and trepidation as he packed his few belongings and prepared to leave. This job could be his chance to stabilize his life, even though he had no idea what to expect. Arriving at the estate was like stepping into another world. The mansion loomed large and imposing, surrounded by meticulously landscaped gardens. Jack's pulse quickened as he approached the front door. He was greeted by a butler who led him to the living room, where David awaited. David, a distinguished man in his 60s with silver hair and sharp eyes, offered a curt nod. "Jack, welcome. Donna is in the study. I'll show you there." Jack followed David through grand hallways adorned with luxurious decor. The study was a cozy room with dark wood paneling and a large window overlooking the gardens. Donna Green, a striking woman in her 50s with a regal presence, sat in a plush armchair, her face pale and drawn. "Donna, this is Jack," David introduced him. Donna's eyes met Jack's with a mixture of gratitude and weariness. "Hello, Jack. I'm glad you're here." "Nice to meet you, Mrs. Green," Jack said, his voice steady despite his nerves. As he approached her, Donna suddenly gasped, clutching her chest. Her face turned an alarming shade of red. "Mrs. Green." Jack rushed to her side, his medical training kicking in. He noticed the signs of a severe respiratory crisis and quickly began administering emergency care. With a combination of calm professionalism and quick thinking, he managed to stabilize her. David watched, a look of detached concern on his face. "This is why I need someone like you," he said. "Donna's condition has been unpredictable." Donna, visibly shaken but grateful, looked at Jack with a new respect. "Thank you, Jack. I don't know what would have happened if you hadn't been here." David cleared his throat. "Since you've proven yourself capable, I'd like you to stay on as Donna's full-time caregiver. I'll handle the details and compensation." Jack nodded, feeling a mix of relief and apprehension. "Of course, I'm here to help." As the days passed, Jack immersed himself in Donna's care. He administered medications, managed her treatments, and provided the support she desperately needed. Despite his own deteriorating health, frequent headaches and fatigue, Jack pushed through, driven by the hope that this job might change his circumstances. One evening, as Jack was adjusting Donna's pillows, she turned to him with a troubled expression. "Jack, there's something I need to ask you." "Yes, Mrs. Green? Would you do something for me? For one day, could you pretend to be my son?" Jack blinked, taken aback. "Pretend to be your son? Why?" Donna's eyes were filled with a mix of sadness and urgency. "I can't explain right now, but it's important to me. Please, just for one day." Before Jack could respond, David entered the room with a young female lawyer, her briefcase clutched tightly. "Donna, it's time to sign these documents," David said, his tone leaving no room for argument. Jack's instincts flared. Something felt off. Donna's request, David's presence with the lawyer, and the urgency in the air all hinted at deeper issues. He resolved to protect Donna, even if it meant uncovering secrets he wasn't prepared for. As David and the lawyer began discussing papers, Jack's mind raced. The truth was out there, hidden beneath the surface of this opulent facade, and he was determined to find it. Jack's first week at the estate was a whirlwind of new routines and unexpected challenges. Despite his growing fatigue and the mounting stress from his own health issues, he remained dedicated to Donna's care. Each day presented new difficulties, and as he grew more familiar with the mansion and its inhabitants, he became increasingly aware of the tensions simmering beneath the surface. One evening, as Jack was preparing Donna's medication, he overheard a conversation between David and the young female lawyer in the hallway. The lawyer's voice was firm but low, and David's replies were terse. "It's critical that she signs these documents tonight," the lawyer said. "Her will and the $50 million inheritance details must be finalized." David's voice was clipped. "I know. We need to act quickly. There's no telling how much time we have left." Jack's curiosity was piqued. The mention of a will and $50 million inheritance seemed to fit into the larger puzzle he was beginning to piece together. He finished preparing Donna's medication and entered her room with a growing sense of unease. Donna greeted him with a weary smile. "Jack, I need to ask you a favor." "Of course, Mrs. Green. What is it?" She looked around, ensuring they were alone. "I want you to be my son for one day. It's not just about appearances. I need you to be there for me in a way no one else can." Jack nodded, though his concern was evident. "I'll do my best." That night, as Donna struggled with her condition, Jack's concern grew. He had found a small stash of medication in Donna's drawer, an assortment of pills with unfamiliar labels. His unease deepened when he noticed that some of these medications did not match the prescriptions he had been given. The next morning, Donna's health took a sudden turn for the worse. She had a severe coughing fit, her breaths coming in ragged gasps. Jack, doing his best to manage the situation, was interrupted by David, who burst into the room. "What's happening?" David demanded, his face a mask of fake concern. "I'm trying to stabilize her," Jack said, his voice steady despite the chaos. "She's deteriorating rapidly." David's eyes flickered to the side, and he seemed impatient. "I'm calling the lawyer. We need to move forward with the documents." Jack's instincts flared. Something was amiss. He noticed David's disinterest in Donna's immediate condition and the urgency with which he was pushing for the paperwork to be signed. Jack managed to get Donna's condition under control temporarily, but his worry about the medication and David's behavior only grew. That evening, he decided to investigate further. While Donna was resting, he quietly searched her room for more information. Hidden beneath a loose floorboard, Jack discovered a folder filled with documents. His heart raced as he flipped through the papers. Medical records, treatment plans, and something even more alarming. A paternity test revealing Donna had an unknown child who shared the same rare disease. The implications were staggering. Jack's hands trembled as he replaced the folder and returned to Donna's side. He knew he had to act quickly to protect her. As Donna's condition worsened again, Jack decided to confront David. "Mr. Green, there's something I need to discuss with you," Jack said firmly. "I found some documents that suggest Donna has a child. Can you explain?" David's face turned ashen, and he struggled to maintain his composure. "Those documents are irrelevant. Donna's health is the priority." "I'm concerned," Jack insisted. "The medication you've been giving her, some of it doesn't match her prescriptions." David's expression hardened. "You're overstepping your role, Jack. Stick to your duties and leave the rest to me." Jack felt a knot tighten in his stomach. David's response only confirmed his suspicions. Donna's health was being compromised, and David had a clear agenda. He needed to find out more, not just for Donna's sake, but for his own. The next day, Donna's condition deteriorated to a critical point. Jack's efforts to stabilize her were undermined by David's interference. Despite Jack's best efforts, Donna's health took a nosedive. Panic gripped Jack as he realized he might not be able to save her. David called for an ambulance, but his demeanor remained suspiciously calm. As Donna was rushed to the hospital, Jack insisted on going along. His resolve to protect Donna was unwavering, even as his own health deteriorated. In the hospital, Jack, pretending to be Donna's son, managed to stay by her side. He held her hand, trying to comfort her despite his growing fatigue. Just as he was about to collapse from exhaustion, Dr. Palmer, Donna's trusted physician, arrived. "Mr. Jack, we need to talk," Dr. Palmer said urgently. "I'm aware of your situation and I need to inform you of something important." Jack looked up, his face pale and weary. "What is it?" Dr. Palmer's eyes were filled with concern. "You've been exposed to a revolutionary treatment that might save your life. But first, you need to get better. Donna's situation is critical, and we need to act fast." Jack nodded, determined to stay strong for Donna's sake. He was about to discover a truth that would change everything, but he needed to hold on a little longer. As Donna lay in the hospital bed, Jack's mind raced with unanswered questions. The mysterious medications, David's behavior, and the documents he had found all pointed to a larger conspiracy. The truth was within reach, but the final pieces of the puzzle were yet to be revealed. Jack woke up in a clean, bright hospital room, the scent of antiseptic filling the air. He blinked groggily, trying to piece together the events leading up to his hospitalization. A soft voice interrupted his thoughts. "Mr. Jack, you're awake." Dr. Palmer's face appeared, full of relief and concern. Jack looked around, confusion evident on his face. "What happened? How did I end up here?" Dr. Palmer took a seat beside the bed, his expression serious. "You were brought here after collapsing at the hospital. We were able to treat you with a new therapy developed by Donna's company. It's been a breakthrough for your condition. You're going to recover fully." Jack's heart lifted at the news. "And Donna? How is she?" Dr. Palmer hesitated, then nodded. "She's stable now. We were able to start the treatment in time. But there are some things you need to know." Before Jack could ask further questions, Dr. Palmer continued. "Donna's recovery was, in part, thanks to you. Your dedication and bravery have not gone unnoticed. But there's more. Donna discovered something important about you." Jack's curiosity piqued. "What do you mean?" Dr. Palmer leaned in, speaking in a low voice. "It turns out you're Donna's biological son. The paternity test you found. Donna recently uncovered the truth when David's investigation into her $50 million inheritance led to your identity." Jack's eyes widened. "David's investigation? What does that have to do with anything?" Dr. Palmer sighed. "David has been manipulating Donna's condition for his own gain. He's been secretly drugging her to worsen her health, hoping to secure her fortune for himself. The investigation was meant to cover up his deceit and ensure that Donna's assets would pass to him." Jack's mind raced. "And now, Dr. Palmer said, David has been arrested. His scheme has been exposed, and Donna's estate is being managed properly. But there's still the matter of your relationship with Donna and her company." Jack was speechless, trying to process the revelation. "So, what happens now?" Dr. Palmer smiled. "Donna has been informed of your true identity and has expressed a strong desire to reconnect with you. She's also eager to make amends and rebuild the family bond." Jack's emotions were a tangled mess: shock, relief, and hope. "I want to be there for her. I want to help her and do whatever I can." Dr. Palmer nodded. "That's a commendable decision. Donna's company is shifting its focus to protecting patient rights and fighting against domestic abuse and neglect. She wants you to be a part of this mission." Later that day, Jack was discharged and escorted back to Donna's estate by Dr. Palmer. As they arrived, Jack's heart raced with anticipation and anxiety. The mansion, once imposing, now felt like a symbol of hope and new beginnings. Donna was waiting in the grand living room, her face showing both exhaustion and relief. When she saw Jack, her eyes filled with tears. "Jack," she said, her voice trembling. "I'm so sorry for everything." Jack approached her, trying to steady his emotions. I don't know what to say. I just want to understand everything that's happened. Donna took a deep breath. David deceived me for years. I never suspected he was behind my worsening health. I only discovered the truth recently, thanks to his investigation into my $50 million inheritance. I found out about you, my son. Jack's eyes welled up. I've wanted a family my entire life. I've been struggling, and now this. I can't believe it. Donna reached out and took his hand. I know. I want to make things right. I want us to be a family, to work together to change things for the better. Jack squeezed her hand, feeling a surge of hope. I want that too. Let's rebuild. And let's use this opportunity to help others. Donna nodded, her resolve firm. We will. The company is already transitioning its focus to support patients, fight abuse, and advocate for those in need. Your experience and insights will be invaluable. The weeks that followed were filled with intense work and healing. Donna and Jack worked closely to restructure the company's mission, incorporating their shared values and goals. They implemented new programs to protect patients' rights, provided resources for those affected by domestic abuse, and worked tirelessly to ensure that their company became a beacon of hope and support. Jack also began training other medical professionals, using his experience to help them recognize signs of abuse and advocate for vulnerable individuals. His dedication and newfound purpose were evident in every aspect of his work. Despite the positive changes, Jack and Donna faced challenges along the way. The shadow of David's deceit still loomed, but with each step forward, they felt a growing sense of accomplishment and unity. One evening, as they sat together in the mansion's library, Jack reflected on their journey. I never imagined my life would turn out like this, he said quietly. But I'm grateful for this chance to make a difference. Donna smiled warmly. So am I. We've faced a lot, but we've come out stronger. Together, we can turn our story into one of redemption and hope. As they looked out over the sprawling estate, both Jack and Donna felt a renewed sense of purpose. They had transformed their challenges into opportunities to make a meaningful impact, not just for themselves but for countless others. The sun was setting over San Francisco as Jack and Donna stood side by side in the grand hall of the mansion. The estate had been transformed into a center of hope and support, a testament to their joint effort and resilience. The transition from personal tragedy to social change had been arduous, but their commitment to their cause was unwavering. Jack had grown into his role at Donna's IT company with a passion fueled by his own experiences. The company's new focus on protecting patients' rights, combating domestic abuse, and preventing neglect had begun to take shape. Jack and Donna had implemented comprehensive training programs for medical professionals, educational initiatives for the public, and robust support systems for those in need. The changes were already making a significant impact in the community. One day, as Jack worked in his office, he received an unexpected visitor. A young woman, dressed in professional attire, entered with a folder clutched tightly in her hands. She introduced herself as Emily, a journalist from a well-known news outlet. Mr. Jack, I've been following the work you and Ms. Donna have been doing. Emily began, her voice full of admiration. Your story has been inspiring, and I'd like to feature it in our upcoming series on people making a difference. Can we arrange an interview? Jack was taken aback but pleased. I'd be happy to share our story. Donna is currently in a meeting, but we can arrange a time. Emily nodded and took notes. That's wonderful. We'll schedule the interview for tomorrow. Later that evening, Jack and Donna discussed the day's events. Donna was optimistic but concerned about the attention their story might attract. I want to make sure we stay focused on our mission, Donna said. This publicity can help us reach more people, but it's important we don't lose sight of our goals. Jack agreed. I think this is a chance to spread awareness and encourage others to join our cause. It's also a way to honor what we've overcome and show that positive change is possible. The next day, Emily arrived at the mansion, ready to conduct the interview. Jack and Donna sat in the elegantly decorated living room, where they shared their journey from the beginning to the present. Emily asked about their personal experiences, their collaboration on the company's new mission, and the impact they hoped to achieve. As they spoke, Jack reflected on their transformation. When I first arrived at the mansion, I was a stranger in a difficult situation. I had no idea that my life was about to change so drastically. But through Donna's strength and the support we've built together, we've turned our pain into purpose. Donna added, "Our story isn't just about overcoming personal challenges. It's about creating a legacy of compassion and justice. We want to ensure that others facing similar difficulties have a voice and the support they need." Emily's article, published a week later, highlighted Jack and Donna's remarkable journey. It showcased their efforts to revolutionize the company's mission and their dedication to supporting those in need. The article resonated with many, drawing attention to the issues they were addressing and the positive changes they were fostering. With growing public support, Donna's company expanded its reach. They established partnerships with various organizations, implemented outreach programs, and increased their advocacy efforts. Jack's role as a trainer and advocate became increasingly influential, helping to shape the future of medical care and patient rights. One evening, as they walked through the estate's gardens, Donna turned to Jack. "I'm so proud of what we've accomplished. I couldn't have done this without you." Jack smiled, feeling a deep sense of fulfillment. "And I couldn't have asked for a better partner." We've turned a painful chapter into a story of hope and renewal. As the moonlight bathed the gardens in a soft glow, Jack and Donna shared a moment of quiet reflection. They had faced numerous obstacles and uncovered painful truths, but they had emerged stronger and more determined. Their journey had not only changed their own lives, but had also set a precedent for others to follow. Their story was a testament to the power of family, trust, and the resilience of the human spirit. Jack and Donna's shared vision and commitment had created a lasting impact, inspiring others to embrace compassion, seek justice, and strive for positive change. As they looked toward the future, they knew that their work was far from over. They were dedicated to continuing their mission and making a difference, one step at a time. Their story of redemption, love, and triumph would serve as a beacon of hope for many, proving that even in the face of adversity, the human spirit could rise and shine brightly. And with that, Jack and Donna stepped forward into a new chapter, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead with the same courage and determination that had brought them together.